Hey, gang. Just having an issue with Mix today, trying to get logged into Atlanta. We're going to work on this a little bit harder and see what I can do. Hang tight. We'll get started. All right, let's do it. We're gonna have to cruise without WDJY in Atlanta today. For whatever reason, they're not connecting, and yeah, I mean, I got 20 other stations I gotta be with, so, or destinations at least. So yeah, that's it. We'll keep moving, and yeah, I tried multiple times, but not gonna happen. Rough, because we actually got a good show today. Bunch of things that are really coming to fruition. It's Wednesday, hump day. Not looking for a weekend. I'm looking for more work days, especially now. Get some headlines. Let's, yeah, you're seeing it on the screen there. Trump, oh my God. Now he's going to lose Florida. Are you serious? Florida? Oh, Donnie. Trump might be losing Florida. And more good news, a judge removes an election denying lawyer from the Dominion defamation case for egregious misconduct. That was 4 years ago, and even his people have admitted before they even started stopping the steal that there was no steal to stop. Yeah. Anyway, finally, Peggy Moffat, an actress and model, famous for the topless bathing suit photo. I think I know which one that is. It was, way before my time. Is that the one? That's it? It can't be. There's another one. You see how... See if I can share this here quick. So that's her in the purple, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. I thought there was one on a beach with a dark-haired model that looks like her. That was very cutting edge of a photo back in the maybe 70s, probably 60s. Oh, no, that's not even her. The one is... Oh, sorry about that. Still got the cough, and it just pops. That's not even her. Melanie Hampshire is kneeling. She's the one in blue. Why would you not put the so-called famous photo in the article about the model's death? Oh, this is so painful. This is why I'm starting a media company. To give you decent journalism. Her husband was one of her photographers. He died in 2008. She's survived by his son. And again, Peggy Moffat, dead at the age of 86. That's kind of convenient. She was 86 to 86. Oh, there's another one. Maybe we got to check this out. But I want to try to find, actually, Peggy Moffat. I'm just going to put topless. That's the photo I'm looking for. Oh, wow. Okay, then. I'm not quite sure which one she is, but there's a lot there. Okay. There's Peggy Carter, Peggy Mac. Oh, we're all a bunch of Peggies, and some of these are clearly artificial intelligence. Some of them I don't think are. Julia Moffat, who did porn, of course. There's that. Well, obviously, clearly, we need Peggy Moffat in quotes. And still nothing. Peggy Moffat is in quotes, which means that's all I should be getting. That's the only results. And I'm seeing nothing. Madeline Cat. I'm looking for women that are like from that genre, time period. And I'm not even seeing that. Maybe it's this one. Is that the famous photo? I don't recognize any of these. And I'm sure I would have seen these in my Uncle Bill's collection. Rest in peace. Well, that's part of the news. We'll get to the rest of that later. Whatever. Today's morning motivation. You know what? I didn't finish picking that. But first, let's get right to that anyway. I had such a cool show planned, and so much has just been thrown at me in the past 45 minutes. Our new puppy woke up my son, who is, in his infinite wisdom, decides to stay up all night. And so he doesn't want to get up now. He works early today, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Time for a sip. And we'll have another sip in a second. Yesterday's sip and toast was to the original toast of the morning sauce, Pierre Robert from 93.3 WMMR. I'm putting together a rather lengthy, unfortunately, rambling email. Telling him as much, saying, hey, dude, thanks for being on the radio for 40 years. It was 40 years in 2001 or 2021. So, yeah, wow. He's got, I'm not kidding you. By now, he's got 2 of my Secret Service careers. Wow. So here we go. Today's toast in their direction will be the direction of One Main Financial. You getting in some hard times? You got enough of your life squared away? That's something you need somebody to be behind you? Some sort of personal or auto loan? And someone who's willing to consider your entire conversation and or hear your entire conversation, hear your entire situation. One Main Financial did that for me recently, and I just got the call earlier. One of the other things that didn't exactly want to deal with 25 minutes before going on the radio, but this is kind of a priority, and it was good news. All the back and forth that we had to do to get my unique situation dealt with. Now, I'm going to be able to put hurricane straps on my roof. I'm going to be able to properly repair my car. And I'm going to be able to put a gazebo out over the top of my outdoor kitchen, allowing me to finally start grilling So here it is. Today for you. Oh, let me switch. Gotta do this right. Well, this is really in my face today, isn't it? Camera one. Gonna blurt it out. But today's mug. Wake up. Be awesome. Repeat. And to you, One Main Financial, a toast of the morning sauce in your direction. Thank you for what you did for me. Looking forward to our meeting later today. And I will see you at 1 o'clock sharp. Here's to you. Thank you. One Main Financial, you can find out more about them by going to, I think it was onemainfinancial.com. Let me put that back up so I can. Where's my damn cursor? God, I have 4 monitors all over the place and can't see what the hell I'm doing. onemainfinancial.com. Go there. Fill out everything's online. I have not even met these people yet. Of course, they got my credit history and so on and so forth, which is also on its way back up after one of these debacles that is causing me to get this loan in the first place. So, One Main Financial, thanks, guys. I will see you at 1, and we'll get that all taken care of. If you missed a link here, it'll be in the show notes. And let's get on with it. So, what's up with that? What do we got? Why do we got? There we go. I don't know why I'm paying so much attention to the cameras and the view on the screen. This is radio, but is what it is. Thanks, One Main Financial. I will see you in about an hour and 45 minutes. If I can get a ride. Because I know I already can't use my kid's car. He goes into work early today. Up next, let's talk about those headlines that we were originally taking a look at. So Donald Trump might lose Florida. How funny is that? I mean, wow. I gotta. I thought I'm sharing. I don't know what the hell. It's not letting me share. Try it again. Fire screen. That screen. Share. Boom. All right. So there's Donnie, Kamala, Mama Kamala. And I'm getting to a point where I'm eventually going to just, get notes of stuff like this. And let's do that. Get notes of things like this and do a little bit better and not have to read it off the internet. But links will be there anyway. Some 47% of likely voters in Florida now support Vice President Kamala Harris. Only 3 percentage point less than the Trump's 50%. According to a survey from the Florida Atlantic University Political Communication Public Opinion Outreach Lab and mainstream Research USA. Kevin Wagner, PhD. Dr. Kevin Wagner, professor of political science and co-director of Polcom Lab, has said, quote, the narrowing gap between Trump and Harris is consistent with the tightening we've seen in other states. But this is Florida. I've been saying it. Why aren't you people listening to me? I've been saying it at least this year, this calendar year. I've been saying it that, and that was with Biden. And before all you Bible thumpers go getting your panties in a wad, you can still be a conservative. Just like those of us that actually love this country, who didn't want to see a fascist get elected, we would have stayed here. I will be staying here. I mean, it's not over. It is not over. But should this trend continue, then obviously we're definitely seeing some changes that I said were happening already. Oh, now this. I'm testing. One of the things I do when I'm not on camera is I grab my phone, put an earpiece in, and because I got no producer, it's just me. I pull up my phone and I test and I see how this is going. And the biggest thing, my camera is still activated. It's just that the sharing screen has all of us off. So I got to make sure that I'm still being, my voice is still being broadcast. Apparently, that was something that actually did not happen. And kind of important, you know what I mean? This is another thing. It doesn't, I don't know why I can't see on my phone. I should be able to see that I'm live. Oh, you know, they, anyway. Okay, well, I'm on one account, checking in on another account that's also live. Yeah, there we go. All right. So even though I'm not on the screen right now, and I know for those of you that are suffering through this, thank you. Thank you. Sound great, by the way. I'm really curious to see what's happening at 99.1. What they've got there instead of me. WDJY FM. Listen live. So they got, I think that's Jane. Yeah, because they're talking about Charles Haddad. Oh, what am I paying for? Oh, anyway. All right. So hopefully something good will happen and Mama Kamala will actually win Florida. I've been saying it. I'm not seeing the signs. Literally, the signs. Vote Trump. Make America great again. Ugh. All the hick stuff. If I'm not on the FM radio, I can actually say all the hick shit that I saw in 2016. That I saw for Ron DeSantis, whose approval rating has also hit the toilet. It's not there. When you go online and you go on social media, all the pro-Trump posts have pro-Harris people trolling in it. You never saw that before. I don't see the reverse effect. I don't see the Trump people trolling on a pro-Harris post. And you've seen it with the actual footage, artificial intelligence put to the side, and Trump's claims ignored. You've seen it with the actual footage of the crowds that are at the Trump rallies. They're not there. The 8x12 signs that construction people made and put in their yards and in their parking lots and on the sides of their buildings, they're not there. I was visiting this area this time in 2020 and was spending most of my time in Pinellas County, not Southern Pasco, not Manatee, but in Biden country, in formerly Hillary country. That's where I was spending my time. And then I saw the big Trump signs in areas that he lost. Having moved here in 2021, right about a year after, because it was late, it was October. So Biden would have been in office for about 9 months. I mean, you figure he comes in late January to late October. I settled on my house on October 27th, 2021. And so 9 months and a week. And I was still seeing Make America Great Again signs along the road, especially on the back roads where these properties are at, like a parking lot, a marina, whatever. And I'm really thinking what little bit of conversation that I'm hearing that is pro-Trump is one of two things. It's the few people who are left, and I don't mean left on the political spectrum, I mean left as in still supporting the guy, that we need to welcome back in reality in less than 3 months. Or it's people who are saying they're for Trump, but when that phone call comes, are you a likely voter? Yes. Are you a Republican or Democrat? Republican. Did you vote for Trump in 2016? Yes. In 2020? Yes. I had to think about it. Who are you voting for this year? Harris. One of the things all the talking heads do seem to agree on is that most everybody's mind is made up. There are things I don't like about the Harris campaign, which is out, by the way. Listen to her at speeches when she says she wants to confiscate or ban assault weapons. I'm not for that. I should not have to be penalized because one of the things we are bad at on the 2A side, the pro 2A people, is policing ourselves. There should be certifications. There should be extensive background checks, especially with this day and age. Maybe that wasn't necessary when you brought your own M16 home from Vietnam. Maybe that wasn't necessary when you brought, when my granddad, to the other senior voters out there, when your dad brought that bolt action rifle home from the beaches of Normandy, the deserts of North Africa, Eastern Europe, wherever. But the gun used to shoot former President Trump, and I'm glad he's still alive. I wish his ear was not skimmed by a fragment or an actual bullet or whatever it was. I wish a lot of things were different from that day, making the jobs of my colleagues and friends at least a little less stressful, because I know every day is a stressful job, is a stressful day in the Secret Service. But I'm not for the guy. I'm glad to see that article right there on your screen. And remember, for those of you on the radio, what stations we still have, or any other social audio, we will see. I'm thinking maybe today's Wednesday. I hadn't always been on Wednesday. Maybe she's not programming me to go live today. I don't know, but see what happens. But yeah, 47-50. And I'm going to call that in Kamala Harris's favor, even with her being the one with the 47. 47-50 in favor. Well, if you call that in favor of Trump, remember there's things called a margin of error. That's what it is now. I don't think she's going to bring down her ban assault weapons tour to Florida. I think she's going to better explain the economy. I think she's going to show that crime is down, particularly when compared to Trump, under the Biden administration, which she is obviously tied to. People say that we were not at war during the Trump administration. One, that's not true. We were still in Afghanistan. And having been very close to war zones throughout my own career, and having been in situations similar to what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania, I can tell you You would almost rather be in active combat than waiting for it to happen. I will never forget that day. Almost a year ago, last August, waking up at about 6 o'clock in the morning to low tide, looking out my back window and watching that tide roll up my backyard towards my house. That was low tide. If that didn't clear in the next 6 hours, by the way, it was still coming in. If that didn't clear in the next 6 hours, we were in trouble. Fortunately, Idalia was so fast that it passed us, and we got to the point where it was actually sucking water out. Considering it was already low tide, not only was that tide about to go back to normal, but it was actually lower, which it did. I think we're going to a doctor too. Drug me up on the cough meds. But sitting here and watching that tide approach my house slowly, like the blob, freaked me out. I've been in house fires. I've been in assorted types of attacks that, thank God, did not make the media. You'd much rather that happen fast. And now it's here. You got to deal with it. You get to stand there in the window and look at that tide coming. You get a lot to think about. So, yes, we have been in war zones. We have been in active wars. It's just, thank God, there was at least less killing. But I'll tell you where there wasn't killing, Donald. I'll tell you where there wasn't killing during your administration. Or there was killing. There wasn't the peace of a non-war zone. I misspoke there. Sorry about that. It was right here on our own streets. Where were you during the BLM riots? I was less than a block away. I was standing in my front yard in Los Angeles, watching an Apple store get ransacked by black and white people, taking computers to their BMWs parked on my street. I waved to the SWAT teams, plural, many of them, as they drove past my house at my street on Melrose Avenue in South Hollywood. You know who one of my neighbors was? Talk about radio. Think. Los Angeles. Melrose Avenue. Radio. Howard Stern, Whack Pack member. Melrose Larry Green was one of my neighbors. He lived right down the street. That's my celebrity contact in Los Angeles and Hollywood. Melrose Larry Green. So you say that we haven't been in any wars, which is not true. And then you totally ignore that crime was rampant on your watch. January 6th was still your watch. In fact, you did it. Yeah, Black Lives Matter rallies. And I'm not saying that they're okay. There is Black Lives Matter, the socialist movement. And when I say socialist, I don't mean like the political party. I mean getting together and solving a societal problem, which exists. We had Rich Pellegrino on Friday's show, who's multiracial. He, as an Italian American, gets pulled over for XYZ traffic infraction. Okay, Mr. Pellegrino, slow it down. Come to a complete stop at that stop sign. Whatever. Have a nice day. His wife and kids, for that same type of infraction, have been pulled out of their cars, driver's license, registration, and insurance scrutinized before maybe getting off with just a warning, but in some cases being cited. So yeah, that's what's happening during your administration, Donnie. And that's why you're losing Florida. Up next, the judge barred an election-denying lawyer from being involved in one of the Dominion voting system's 2020 election defamation cases after she publicly leaked the company's internal emails. What are you doing? What did you think was going to happen? Stephanie Lambert had represented former Overstock CEO Patrick Byrne in the lawsuit, which Dominion filed because he has repeatedly accused the voting technology company falsely of rigging the 2020 election against former President Donald Trump. And in this next paragraph below that photo advertisement, I'm not even going to try to pronounce, out of respect for that judge, I'm not going to try to pronounce her name, as I can't do that. I don't know what that is. But the federal judge said on Tuesday, in a searing 62-page ruling, what do you talk about for 62 pages? Here's my ruling. Listen, dumbass. It's clear. I'll look into the camera like I'm looking at the bad lawyer. It's clear you leaked those photos. You are no longer assigned to this case. Get out of my courtroom. Judgment delivered. But in a searing 62-page ruling, that she was removing Lambert from the case because of her truly egregious misconduct. Yeah. Concluding that she flagrantly and repeatedly disregarded court orders by publicly disclosing, wow, there's that many? Thousands, if not millions, of internal Dominion documents without any legal justification. Said the judge, Lambert's actions were intentional and clearly meant to inflict the harm that has resulted. This court cannot allow such intentional, dangerous, and relentless misconduct to continue. Byrne and Lambert are part of the coterie of Trump supporters who tried to overturn the 2020 results and are still peddling debunked claims that Dominion software yeah, dentures. Yep, there we go. And there's that. The claims that Dominion software manipulated the outcome. We talked about Peggy, actress and model, famous for topless bathing suit photo. What photo? It's a 1964 photo. There's a link to a more inappropriate one, more explicit version. Is that it? That looks photoshopped. Yeah, I don't get these. We're talking about her popularity because of a particular specific photo. Where's the beef? Not it. Not it. Not it. Not it. I mean, this is painful. This is so painful. I actually got to keep this as an example for the business plan. And was that it? We pulled this up earlier. And this was, one of the definitely a 60s version. But then you can see in the bottom ones, there's others that are, I guess these are the more explicit, where there's just actual boob. Moving on. This is something else I don't get. Here's this asshat from North Carolina, one of the few, at that point, brave senators to vote to convict Trump. And I'm not saying that he should vote because he was, tried and we want to get rid of this guy. And, no, if you felt he was guilty, you vote guilty. Now he's voting for Trump. I don't get it. Oh my God. Burr said Trump's impeachment vote was a response to Trump's actions on January 6th, rather than an attempt to disqualify him from the presidency. Even though if more people had balls, he would have been disqualified from the presidency. I digress. Maybe someone will have a hard time squaring with my decision to vote for him. I don't have a hard time because you're a hypocrite squaring with it because I firmly understood why I voted for impeachment. We're told media outlets. And like I said, that's not a disqualifier. Yes, it is. What are you thinking? I think some were shocked, reflecting on his colleagues' reactions to the vote. I think some might have voted a different way if I had told them, very possibly, like, hey, I'm voting my conscience. Maybe you should too. Now you're voting for the guy. What's fascinating is that you say you're voting for the guy. Okay. You're telling me he's the better candidate? That's what you're saying? That you want to go back to higher crime? A worse off economy? And having our president of the United States laughed at on an international stage? In fact, frankly, he was laughed at domestically. If your head wasn't in the sand, and if you didn't live under a rock, oh, I'm fascinated with the stupidity of Capitol Hill. That's why I really want to see. I've come to a conclusion on something else, by the way, and that's going to bring us to today's morning motivation from Gary Vaynerchuk. If I can find him, that would be awesome. I know which one I want. Yeah. Okay, yeah, here's the better one. Let's see if I can. Do that. I gotta replace. All right. Let's see. There we go. This time it worked. Awesome. So today's morning motivation comes from Gary Vaynerchuk. Stop making content for what you want to be known for. Or I'm sorry. Sorry, I screwed that up. Start making content. Kind of important. Start making content for what you want to be known for, not for what the audience is giving you likes for. That might be a little contradictory to everything that Gary Vaynerchuk teaches, but I get it. Steve Jobs also once said that the public doesn't know what they want until you give it to them. It is our job to be the innovators. It is our job to be the content creators. It is our job to go to where our audience lives. For example, when I did Doggy Traders, and I was only on YouTube, I was told by a coach who pushed YouTube that I needed to take my social media and use that to steer my audience to my YouTube channel. I thought, well, what if they're not on YouTube? It's kind of a problem. and doggy traders. Business. It was about day trading, and it was about crypto investing. And so, so I've got to multitask to make sure everything's still going. So it was a business niche market. Were the business people on YouTube all day? Or maybe they're on Facebook or LinkedIn. And I settled on also streaming to LinkedIn for that reason. That being that perhaps that's where the Wall Street guys are at. I grew my YouTube page, I grew my LinkedIn page for the doggy traders to 3 times the size of my YouTube channel for the doggy traders in a third of the amount of time that I was on the YouTube channel. So let's say I'm on the YouTube channel 3 months, let's keep the math easy. And I got 10 followers. In a month of being on LinkedIn with a doggy traders page, that page grew to 30 people within 1 month. 3 times the size in a third of the time. Because that's where they're at. That's why I'm on right now streaming. I'm on 14 different platforms just streaming video for a radio show. I am actually on more platforms that have video than I am radio. So why I call this a radio show, I have no idea. But start making content for what you want to be known for. I want to be known for honesty, for balance, for a level of integrity. Like, if I'm wrong about something we've reported, I'm going to tell you that I'm wrong about something that we reported. Why? Because that goes back to the truth, something I want in the first place. If Donald Trump is going to win Florida, I'm going to tell you he's going to win Florida. But in the meantime, I'm also going to tell you I don't think he's going to win the White House. And in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he loses Florida. He's already on the verge of losing Atlanta. Well, Georgia, which was leaning red in his favor. Red, Republican, right, whatever. Pennsylvania is now back to being a toss-up. Josh Shapiro is loved in Pennsylvania. That's their governor, my former home state's governor. I don't see Trump winning Pennsylvania. And just so many other states that she hasn't really campaigned in aggressively. She's only been at this for, 3 weeks now? And she's got almost 3 months remaining? And what's Donnie doing? But literally sitting it out? I don't think he wants to be president. I really don't. And I know that's not popular. That's not, I don't know. It's not the cool thing to say. But I really don't think he wants to be president. I, I, I didn't think he wanted it in 2016. I know as a fact because my friends were there when he started taking the lead over Hillary. Melania got pissed off. She didn't want anything to do with it. Yet there's the right saying, "Oh, she's the best first lady ever." Really? Can you tell me she's something she's done for anybody, let alone the country? She's the most naked first lady ever. Give her that. But when he took the lead, she got pissed, expressed her displeasure in the matter, and he is quoted as saying, "Don't worry, we'll never beat Hillary." Is that who you want as your president? Somebody who's stroking the feathers of the potential first lady to not have to worry about being first lady? I agree with Howard Stern. I don't have the inside information that he's got, but it makes sense. I see his mannerisms. I'm a poker player. I'm a criminal investigator, retired criminal investigator. I'm essentially a human lie detector, a bullshit detector. Howard Stern is not much different. And Donald Trump is what it is. I seriously believe, and this is something I'm going to keep saying. Why? Because it's content that I want to be known for. When a next generation comes to power and they've evaluated this ridiculous situation like we've done to Watergate, my generation has done to Watergate and to flower power and such, they're going to say what's obvious. And this was a bad time and a dangerous time. I love the supporters of his who say that you're still going to vote in 2028 and 2032. No, you're not. I knew that back in 2017. Trump administration did some asinine thing, one of the many. And I ran into this guy named Luke, who was my staff counterpart at the Uniformed Services Ball, the very last inaugural ball of the evening on the day of Trump's inauguration. I was a side agent for that. And I run into Luke, and we discuss whatever asinine thing it was, one of the many, pick one. And he says to me, "You think that's crazy? Wait till you see us, like this little guy down the ladder's part of it. Wait till you see us in our second and third term." How does that not scare the hell out of you? When from day one, this guy made apparently no secret, because little old Luke down the food chain, down the ballot, so far down he's not even on the ballot, is easily saying, "We're shooting for a trifecta. We're getting the Triple Crown. We're going to have the Roaring 20s. Fortunately, that didn't happen. I think in part because a lot of people were already making content that they wanted to be known for and not what they were giving likes for. And that's why I see people like Dan Bongino, Truckee Carlson, Rachel Maddow. I see them going away. Yeah, they're entertaining. They're right. Dan Bongino's got it going on. You should have worked with him at the Secret Service the way we did. We laughed at him at the Secret Service. We laughed at him at Fox News. We laugh at him to this day. That's the reality. All right. I've got phone calls to make. I've got a loan to close on. And I got to get ready for tomorrow's show. But don't forget, start making content for what you want to be known for, not for just getting likes. There's so much more. Be patient. Jane Stahl asked me last year with regards to Up the Middle. Do you think this is going to be popular right away? And I flat out told her no. I knew I wasn't going to be popular right away. I'm growing rapidly, which is awesome. But I knew that it wasn't going to be popular right away because you, those of you listening right now, just now hearing back from 99.1. Well, I mean, they did 11:13 as you're seeing on the screen, but obviously I had a show to do. Monday through Friday. Now, I don't need it in all caps, including yeah, so if you're just joining, we're not on in Atlanta today. Well, we are. It was one of the other shows. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, everything's worked yesterday. I listened to it yesterday. I don't know, but we'll work on that. We'll be back in Atlanta tomorrow. I hope you're going to see some work getting done on the house here at the Doghouse, Studio Yergs. Stop worrying about likes. Start worrying about completing your mission. Who you want to be known for. Remember, Gary also tells you, tell your story. That's going to be ongoing for the next 80 days. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for running with the big dogs at Mastiff Media. Thanks for going with us up the middle. We will see you tomorrow. Oh, come on. There we go. I'm running.
You've changed. You know that?
Yes, I suppose I have. How about this? Peace, love, dope.